Okay, looks like I finally made it to the board. How many times have I said I'm tired of doing this and I never want to have to talk in the air again, and that's what I get, right? Anyway, listen, guys, I am going to, just to get myself centered again, I'm just going to throw another quick little tune on. Thanks, Vincent. I just got your mental, and I'll play this one. And we'll be right back after 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So hang in there, guys. We got a killer one tonight. Okay, that's much better, much better. Okay, yeah, it's kind of funny, I'm logged in about twice ahead just to, be there and listen to the minutes count down and, song intro start, and of course my Skype goes for a squirrely. So there you go. Welcome back, and of course anyone who's been tuned into this table for any length of time, know not to panic that we'll get there, come hell or high water, promise. So anyway, lots of interesting stuff going on. I'll get into some things, but what I want to do first, though, is get your mind straight. Because one of the things that I do understand about this reality is the instant I plant a seed in your mind, I have tipped a domino, and depending on your reality, you will fly with it from your reality. And I certainly don't want to create anything negative, you see. So I want to preempt everything that I say, so that people understand the intention that I'm putting it out with, so that they can get in line with that intention, because it will resonate with you. If you want great and wonderful and beautiful things, it will resonate with you, because that is my intent. So everything that I am saying is from that position, that benevolent position of a Leo ascendant. I know that. I can't do anything but that. That's why I came here with that in my design, right? So this is about intent and making sure that you plant the right seeds. And I'm going to go through a couple of different allegories tonight to really outline that. And first thing I want people, other points of consciousness gathered here to get is this. I see the good and bad in all things. And because I can see both, choose which reality I want, because I'm not at effect to it. Oh, that's great, or that's shitty. I'm not polarized in one side or the other, manifesting an emotion that would be an effect against me, that I would choose to have if I chose to have it. But what I'm at a point now is I have that awareness, so I don't play that game. Homie, don't play that game, bitch. I play a completely different one in Phoenician law, the immutable laws, or the I'm mute able, which means I am silence of creation, able, the hemisphere, the divine feminine pure consciousness field of roses, rose, the spirit breath of creation itself, or rose, versus hanging out in the barren fields of the left brain, where the tiller of the soil, Cain, has absolutely depleted all sense of nourishment from those soils by planting ragweed field, harvesting it, and planting another field with the same seeds. And this moron thinks that he's going to get roses. No, you can't get roses from ragweed. You have to choose which field you're going to pick your seeds from. And if you pick them constantly from the left brain, or the literal analytical mind, what to expect? So this is why I'm very careful with how I put things out, so that you understand the intention and where it is coming from, that I'm going to give you rose bulbs to plant in your left field. These are not ragweed. If you think they are, that's because the program's telling you it is. And if you have any sense of that notion whatsoever, I assure you, that is program, and you need to check yourself for a reboot, because you're reacting to something that was a past experience, and you're manifesting it, ragweed, in the same fields, barren soil, and you're not going to get a rose. So I'm trying to give you roses. So just bear that in mind, and I mean that B-A-R-E, okay? Bear that in mind, and you'll see where I'm coming from. You see, when we go through this experience, this is from my perspective, when we go through this experience, what we are doing is we are observing ourselves in the mirror of ourselves. That is point of consciousness, the only one that I can prove to me as being real. Every other point of consciousness, you are merely players upon my stage. And conversely, I am just a player on your stage. If It is really that simple. You get the notion within yourself that you are the only point of consciousness that you are and ever will be aware of, you'll be fine. That is all the proof a left brain, ego-driven individual needs to say that you are all creation itself. If you have the ability to have thought, then of course you are. That's what being thought is, thought. You can go back to the ancient Egyptian and take all the literal and hang out there for, and that'll keep you busy for, I don't know, infinity. Or you're going to finally decide to step back and have a look at it for what it really is. And we are all thought. We're all Hermes Trismegistus, thrice blessed. We just have to be the ones to decide whether we want to take that responsibility to have a better game. Or stay where you are, and that's okay. That point of consciousness to stay there, I'm going to leave mine. It's not going to be in my timeline reality because I have a new and improved version of me, therefore you, in that reality that I know is already manifest. You cannot manifest anything. What you can do, you already created it, and I'll use this allegory again. If you had to be mindful of your fingernails growing, your hair growing, your toenails growing, healing cuts, keeping your heart beating, keeping breathing, keeping your digestion running, fighting off viruses and all the rest of it, how much time would you, God, have to play? Or would you be a little busy? You see, that is the immutable aspect of the game grid called our reality. That is the stage upon which we play. The stage is built. Every show, every move, every scene, every thought that you could ever imagine has already been imagined and thus created. And what that allows for then is the body is built in all its forms, all its variations, all of its director endings. You have every infinite possibility already there. You have no free will choice in that because you don't need it. We already built it. Why would we want to fix something that's perfect? What we need to do, as far as I'm concerned, is fix ourselves to the point where we can now shift into that already existing, pre-existing, always has been existing reality because everything is now, past, present, and future. Well, past and future are just illusions. They give you the notion that you're actually playing a game. It gives a hang time, if you will, because all thought is instantaneous in its creation, in its inception. So take time to breathe. We're all in such a hurry. Everyone is so quick to want to answer something and come straight in the analytical mind and look how clever I am. That's great, Cain, but you're still growing ragweed. You can't fix something that was never meant to be fixed. It was meant to be played. The only thing that we need to do is to change our mind, change our universe. That's how you slow down the timelines. If you stay literal, you will stay linear in a pre-exist timeline that keeps you literal and flogging yourself to death, lifetime after lifetime. If you want to play that, go ahead. I'm done with that. That's boring. Or if you want to get into your mind that there is a perfect, beautiful ending to this weakness, and there are infinite selections and variations of that ending. So me, I am just intending to have that. Something to surprise yourself, because I know everything. So your consciousness, your God. You want to surprise yourself. It wouldn't be much of a game if you knew the outcome. Now would it? So here's the problem with being God. You come because you created it. So how can you experience it? Well, then you have to forget in order to come back through that and experience it. It's quite easy. So that being said, I see the good in all things. I see that everything that happens for a reason. And we can choose to get caught up in the blither-blather of the left brain, chitter-chatter monkey of fear porn and writing scripts and whatever, and we have to do this and this and that and the other and on and on and on and on and on, instead of simply being. It's not your concern. Stay the course. It's none of your fucking business. Stay the course. Observe from a neutral position. Don't get involved. Stay the course. Look at things from the perspective of, is that something I would do or not do? And either one doesn't matter to me because I'm grateful for the observation of that experience, knowing that I, the consciousness, experienced that, and it was not real to me. I can't even claim it's real to you. Only you can do that. All I can do is play the game. And I play this game without any limitations. I am limitless. I am not allowing myself to caught into the drivel of the left brain literal. I'm done with the ragweed. I grab roses all the time, and I'm sure a few of you have actually felt that. You've seen these roses because they were the roses you already knew you had. And you're thinking, oh, cool, I have that one. And you grow it. And what you're going to find over time is that the more roses that you keep planting in the cane fields, Cain becomes useless. You don't need him anymore. Because these roses, these roses, these spirit breaths of creation, take on a fractal life of their own. You don't have to tend that garden. It's perfect. Garden of Eden for a reason. All you need to do is walk around and smell these roses instead of trying to toil and fight with famine and desolation. And then at the end of it, all you have left to eat is egg. That to me is quite insane, personally. Call me crazy. So with that in mind, I got word today that one of our champions has now been given the opportunity to take these most profound roots, these most profound seeds, right into the belly of the beast. Right in the belly of the beast. And who else could do that? There's only a couple of people on this planet I know that would be capable of that. I've already been in the beast. I already know. I know the effect I had. I watched the dominoes as I knocked them over. I watched the thought that I would plant and all the dominoes collapsing around behind it, make them go, maybe they've got a point. That's all I need to do to get your attention. If I can have your attention, I own you. Quite literally. And that's what's been happening with all of us. We've been giving up our attention too long. And there's the problem with compassion. You see, compassion is wide open. It can be used for absolute good, and it can also be used against us to create absolute evil. If you're compassionate, death row, I don't know. That's the compassion. We get caught in these loops constantly. Me, I'm just an observer now. So that being said, I'm not sure at what time. I did talk to Sonia a little bit, but a couple of the beasties came and grabbed Santos last night, and they're currently holding him right now. Not for long, though. Not in my movie. That being said, I don't want people getting caught up in the drama of this and drama of that, drama of the other. I have complete and utter faith in that point of my consciousness, as I see it, being the form of Santo Bonacci. There's very few people on this planet, I think we can all agree with this, there's very few people on this planet that can stand to the degree that he can, who better for the job. I think it's beautiful. I see the system collapsing. To me, it's just another measure of how quickly this game is collapsing. Oh yeah, I pity the fool that comes into contact with the mind. That's one big that can plant all sorts of kangaroos. Just got to keep that Mars and Leo in check. That's all. It's all good. We've all come a very long way in the last little while. So I have complete and utter faith and confidence in that point of me, that point of you. And that's where I stay, and I will not yield from that position. I will not tolerate any drama, because I will not allow for what is to become what is in my universe. For me, it's very simple. I accept the fact that God knows exactly who he is, knows exactly how to handle himself. I also know that all creation is perfect and all things for a reason. I simply accept all things. That's what the alternating current of God is. AC, set, accept. When you accept all things, you're not caught up in the dramas that we all get caught up in or used to caught up in. We start observing them from the magnetic perspective. And then we start to the true ebb and flow of creation. That's Hermetic. You might understand law of polarity, law of correspondence. You will start to see that our flow is now fixing the ebb. I like examples of this constantly. I watch the foreshadowing in my movie because I know how to look for it and I find it. I accept all things as perfect. Everything is perfect, wouldn't it be? We have nothing but ourselves to compare ourselves to, and we're perfect. So best get over that one in a hurry. So there you go. And we're going to open up the lines here to get some people in, but yeah, we'll converse on this. There's a few things that I do want to share tonight to really clarify the importance of keeping your dominoes secure. And I'm going to do, remind me if I forget it, but I'm going to do an analogy using the castle, a typical castle, as to who and what you are and power of you, and how to get that power back anagogically to start delivering the most beautiful things into the universe. You are creating it. I assure you, you are creating your reality. And until you can accept responsibility for all the shitty things just as quickly and greedily as you accept them for all the good things, you'll be fine. You won't be polarized. You'll look at things in complete gratitude. The only question I ask, and for many of you that have followed me for any length of time, and I don't mean followed in a literal sense, I mean it in concepts, following along in the concepts as we unveil them to each other. I had my own little version of veritable hell that I had to pass through, from family shredding, you name it. Well, wait, how can you look at it and be grateful? Well, it's very simple, because if I had not experienced that, I would not be at this point where I am right now, where I share this. I would still be asleep, still in a trapped linear time. But I'm free now. And all things as are now possible. Po, Isis, Bull. Bull being Taurus, which comes from the spoken into the toroidal field. And I know how to speak this. The spirit of Isis, spoken. That's what is possible. That's why I'm possible, and there is nothing impossible. It's a really simple concept. So anyway, let's get these lines open. I got Made Manifest here, and I know Rebecca's going to give me shit.
Yo, what's up,
Made Manifest. Hey, how are you? You're going to wait for a day or two for the reading, okay?
oh yeah, for sure.
Santos is here, I told you. So it's all good. It's all good, you know. No fear, no anger, no vengeance. Just let's get our heads on this, see where the beautiful intention is, and let's empower that instead of running circular with the rest of the bullshit. You play with a circular saw, as in past tense, chances you're going to get some fingers cut off. So much for your 5 fingers, your phi ratio of truth, right? It's going to hammer you. So I'll get Rebecca opened. And you got a really noisy Skype, Rebecca, just let you know that. And I got 403. I think this is Mina, or Nina, rather. I was backwards. And I've got 5. Hello.
Oh, hi. You can hear me?
Yeah, you called, right?
Yeah, I did. I didn't know whether I was on. This is the first time.
Your first time?
Yeah.
Ooh,
so,
cherries. I love cherries.
I'm phoning from Canada, Alberta, Medicine Hat, a little city. And I've been reading and watching on your YouTube a lot of stuff and that. And I'm just wondering, because a friend of mine who introduced me to you said that you do readings on the our signs, astrologically.
Oh no, that also he does the readings. He's busy right now taking the system down.
Oh, okay.
From the inside out.
The inside. He's the bean that is now in the belly of the beast, and it's going to take off both heads with that beanstalk. Watch.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's Jonah inside the whale.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I believe that.
Yeah, what better Jonah to have, eh?
What's that?
What better Jonah to have than Santos?
Oh,
and I would,
totally.
I've already been the Jonah, so I've already choked that beast a few times.
Wow. Yeah, you guys are amazing. You're totally amazing. But
we have fun. So are you. Mirror.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm going to let you go because... Yeah, I'm going to let you go because I have to run here and take my child somewhere to drama, so I'll be listening to you guys again.
All right, much love, my friend. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Have a great one. Bye.
You too, guaranteed. All right, well, we got Rebecca and area code 530 in the call as what made manifest. So, and we're going to talk about some castles, okay? So, jump in, guys. Let's hear your thoughts. I like to hear from people when I got them on the board.
Hello, this is Janet from Anderson, California. And
hey, how are you?
Good. How are you? This is awesome. And I come to this emerald table. Now I am able, naked as a jaybird, lucky to now know about the words. All spells broken now from everyone. All I see are suns merging into one. And then I also wrote a poem for Jimmy.
Yeah, go ahead. We're waiting. It's beautiful. Talk about a new timeline or what? Carry on. Or did we lose you? Oh, sounds like a lot of interference on that phone line.
I'm sure Jimmy would have been proud.
Well, yeah, that. See, when I hear things like that, these are the. I know when the thought is resonant. I know when people points of me know who they are, and all that does is prove to you and me. Look where we're at. Look at all the things we are solving within ourselves and have this new linear line because we moved laterally and the new improved versions of ourselves are showing up every instant of now. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. What's not to be cool? I mean, everything is just fucking awesome right now.
Exactly. And I got to tell you, this is why when anything happens, this is why people need to get a grip on the battlefield to be the victor, not the victim. If you're acting as a victim, dramatizing, what you're saying is that you are in the vice of time, that you're stuck in the past, that you're still trying to solve a current now situation with a past moment. How'd that work for you? Yeah, me either. So this is how you got to be now. And I go, well, I can accept that. Let's see what it's going to do to create this better reality. So we change the intent, not polarized on it, of, oh, no, oh, yeah. Okay, this is where you look at it and go, isn't that interesting? Let's see where this is going. And that's what it means to take the leap of faith into the knowing, into the consciousness. And this is not something you can put in words. You cannot. It's just a thing you know.
Hey, Kate, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm getting like a little bit of just like cutting in and out, like not bad, but just a little bit of, it's kind of choppy. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure. Becca, are you there? Got to unmute your mic, hon.
Rebecca. I guess it's just us then.
Yes, well, I got Rebecca mic open, so when she decides she can unmute her or figure out Skype, I know she was having issues with newbie to Skype. Good. This is how you learn. You go through the throes of it. But let me talk about a castle. Oh, actually, we have. I didn't catch her name. Janet, was it? California?
Yeah, I think it was Janet.
Yeah, I'm here.
Eric? Oh, it is Janet. Yeah. It's Janet, right?
I lost the, yeah.
Yeah, you haven't got a really good. You haven't got a really good connection. I don't know if that's the board or the phone or what, but I can hear you. So carry on. You were going to say something about you were going to Jim.
Yeah, I was going to read a poem that I wrote for him.
Okay.
Okay. On 11/23 at 12:12 p.m., Jimmy said, "I love you," and disappeared. When I was driving our truck, I saw a bald eagle. I felt that Jimmy is free, but I still felt so much pain in me. So I stopped and closed my eyes. I saw Jimmy smiling in my heart. Lighten up, girl, what's up? We'll be together again and have a new start. Until then, keep your head high. You know I hate it when you cry. But I know our souls will never part. We will always be heart to heart. And that was to honor the light heart of Jimmy. And to stay in the now. And I love you all.
Love you.
And guess what? Love you too. And guess what? The reality that I'm steering for manifests that. It's already there for you. Is that cool or what?
Yeah,
Work for me.
awesome. Yep.
See, what I want is what all benevolence wants. And that's the timeline I'm working on.
I know. It's awesome.
And we're there. This system's done. I've already seen all the foreshadowing. Got a bunch more today. Truck driving by saying bar done on it. You know?
Awesome.
What?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know my game, right?
What kind of truck was that? Yeah, that's outside of the box now, then.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No box required.
That's why this whole thing with Santos, I'm looking at it going, yeah! Santos, give him... Get it. You see, now, that's the kind of energy that is needed, not the other fear porn stuff if you're buying into it. No. There's someone that knows how to throw the myth off and go, sure, here I am, come on. Let's see if you know who you are, because I know who I am. So, been there. I know exactly where he is, and it's a beautiful place to be. It really is. I mean, where the hell are you going to give an invitation to throw beans into the belly of the beast? Come on. You take it out at the heart. Remember, we've been cutting the heads off the Hydra for so long, and it keeps growing two back, and that's the league matrix. People keep thinking they can play and win in. No, your mind is trapped if you're playing there. And I guarantee you cut a head off, two are coming back to bite you in the ass. So I found the chink in the armor of that dragon, and I threw my sword, my words, my truth, right that chink into its heart.
Shooting the black arrow.
Way more effective.
Black arrow into the scales of smog.
Mm-hmm. Well, here, you saw that. Remember the chink in the armor in smog?
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying? Now, what is an arrow? Well, if you take it literally, it's something you shoot. It also means it's a quarrel. It's also called a quarrel, right? So let's have a look at what an arrow is. Let's font on it. Ro. Oh. Spirit breath. Oh, yeah, there's some serious breath coming out of that one, isn't there? But it's not a good intent, so it's not spirit breath. It's the malevolence of it. It's there. Now, you can use arrows for good and evil. Good, you can play shooting at targets. Evil, you can play shooting at people. You know, you have the choice to change which you're shooting at. Right? It's like I used the allegory of shoot the bull to show it anagogically why it means, like, where the hell would we come up with shoot the bull to mean to be talking, to go and talk somewhere? Literally, a cow with horns in a field gets shot. Allegorically, it means, we're going to go and talk. Great. Well, how the hell did we come up with that out of shoot the bull? Now we go anagogic. Well, shoot means to eject, to put out, to put forth. The is theos, God. So to put forth God from the toroidal field, the Taurus, the bull. So what we're doing is putting forth God, our spirit breath, speaking through Taurus, the throat, the Taurus field, into the toroidal of creation, consciousness. So that's what it really means to shoot the bull, anagogically. So now I can illustrate all three levels. Now, once you get to anagogic, guess what you own? You own Phoenician law. You are now in the immutable realm, so now I take my intent and throw it back. And guess what manifests? Those roses come up real quick. This is what makes you weightless. You know how they measure the weight of the heart? Egyptian times? That's an allegory turned to anagogic. Right? So phonically it means to weight less. So what's your hurry? You don't have to wait, because the more weightless you get, the more weightless you get.
The more you're waiting, the more you're waiting, the more you're outside, the more you're stuck in time, and the more waiting you create by your state of waiting, because you're heavy, you're weighed down.
Now we have to be weightless in order to weight less and to weigh less. Now, weigh means name. And that is the way of God. That's what the name is. It's your purpose. So let me hear the... we're getting some feedback on your phone, Janet. It happens.
Okay, I'll mute it. Okay.
Thanks, hon. There we go. And don't hesitate to jump in. Just while you're not talking, just put it on mute, because I get a feedback otherwise. I've got area code 215 in. Then I want to use the allegory to anagogic, literal to allegory to anagogic, back to literal, to show you how to create your reality. These are the keys of the kingdom. They're really easy to have. They're really easy to use. You just have to ponder it for a second. You'll do this in the silence. So, area code 215. Let's bring you in for a second, then I'll get into how to keep your castle safe.
Hi guys, how's everybody?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I was just wondering if anybody on your end heard about the constitutional emergency that's going on in the United States.
What constitution?
Yeah, what emergency?
It's Operation American Spring.
Oh, you're still caught in the literal. Okay. Well, hang on.
Supposed to happen May 16th, 2014.
Okay, so you're creating something for somebody else too?
Well, there's supposed to be a bunch of people going to get together and go to Washington, D.C. And camp out until...
Yo, Patriot. Hang on. Back up.
Sure.
Don't let this go any... Back up. Hang on. So whose reality is that? Is that something you experienced, or is that something you're believing that somebody else told you to experience?
No, it's a group that is forming. It's forming on the internet, on Facebook.
Right. You're still left-braining me here. I need you to open up a little bit. Was this your idea, or was it somebody else's idea that you're agreeing with?
This is a couple of people. One is a CIA agent.
I'm going to ask
the other
you.
One's...
Hang on. I'm going to ask you again. I need you to hear the question. Okay. Everything that you're talking about, was this something you thought of all by yourself? Or is
this was something that I've been introduced to.
Right. So you're agreeing spiritually to accept that reality.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
I would like nothing more than to see the White House cleaned out.
Well, that's kind of the whole system coming down. So yeah, I don't specifically look at the White House. I just look at everything coming down. So,
well, they're looking at removing a lot of individuals from the White House. I'm trying to tell you what the plan is.
Okay,
they plan on going by the millions.
Oh, I don't see fear porn. What you're manifesting, I won't allow it. Not on this table. So I'm going to keep dispelling it as you keep bringing it up. Thank you. I will do that. I'm grateful for that. What I'm trying to share with you is you are creating somebody else's reality based on a literal interpretation. That is Matrix. You are playing in the Matrix. I'm trying to get you out of the Matrix. You see, everything you just told me, you never thought of all by yourself. That wasn't your creation.
Sure I did. I just didn't have anybody to do it with.
No. Okay. You created the Constitution. You created the White House. You created this.
I created in my own mind a thought that I would love to see what's going on today stopped.
So I'm going to ask you one more time. I need you to listen to the question. Thank you. You're showing a beautiful example of what I'm speaking of here. Did you at any time in your reality, before you ever heard of any of this stuff, did you create the White House, or was that already created for you?
Oh, that was already there. I just don't like what's going on.
Okay, now stop. Okay, I don't need justifiers. This is simple yes or no. Because I need you to stop thinking, and when you answer yes or no, you have stopped thinking. The left brain wants to go off and justify why you think a certain way. I don't need to know why you think a certain way, because I already know. I used to think that way too, so I got it. I got the contrast. So what you're saying to me is that you didn't come up with the White House. It was already in the reality when you got here. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so now if that was called the Black House when you got here in this reality, would it still be the White House, or would it still be somebody else's idea of what something is? You see what I'm getting at?
It was, sure.
Okay, when you agree with somebody else's idea, you empower it. So if you agree that there's a constitutional crisis, you didn't write the Constitution. Hell, it could have been anything, and George Bush had it right. It is just a goddamn piece of paper.
None of us signed it.
None of us signed it. None of us created it.
It doesn't apply to us.
Not in this reality. It was already another timeline created. So what I'm getting at here is that wherever you put your attention, you're creating it. So if you want to continue creating a constitutional crisis, that's ragweed. Are you expecting roses from that?
I gotcha. I know what you're saying.
There you go, hon. So there is no crisis. The only crisis that there is one that you create because you agreed with somebody else's shitty idea. I don't do that. I have way better ideas than that. And I'm sure you do too. That's all I'm saying. So I don't buy into this. So I don't buy into petitions. I don't buy into anything. It's not real to me. That was painted onto my canvas when I got here in a state of complete unknowing at the inception point of 0 point, so that I could come into the game, get my canvas all covered in shit to see if I could clear it off. And that's what we're doing. We're clearing all the shit off now. Now we're getting a clear picture of what's going on. Now we're starting to understand that we are God, collectively and individually, to create a better reality. So I don't have crisis in my reality. When someone brings a crisis, I say, that's yours. I'm not getting into contract with you. You can keep that. I've already seen that contrast. I'm good. So I changed my reality by not accepting somebody else's bullshit.
Hey, Kate, well, I wouldn't, I don't see any crisis about it at all anywhere.
Me either. Because we look at it from the other side of it, in that it's a beautiful thing that all of this is coming down, and it's coming down way before me, I assure you. It's coming down right now. Right?
Oh, I agree. It's all coming down.
There it is. Let's agree that it's coming down now. Not in a month, not in a week, not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. Because there is only now. This is where we create the present, or the pre-say mine of love. Say, himself, herself, itself. Creation, mine, N, makes it mine, T, the note of love. Or, you can have the present where the T, the cross that you get crucified on. There's your double cross. Right? The two crosses in one. So let me show you how to keep your castle safe. And I'm really glad you jumped in here. And thank you very much. And I can tell that the programs are breaking so much quicker now because of this lateral time slide. Because I tell you, a year ago, trying to explain this kind of a concept to someone still in the Matrix would have erupted in, I know it has, an explosion of argument. Debate. No, I don't debate anything. It's either real or not. I accept what's real or I don't accept what's real. It has to be real according to my experience and only what I've experienced. And that applies to every one of you as well. Who here can prove that Iraq exists if you haven't been there? CNN said it was there. It looked really good on TV, but that is not real. That is just part of the artificial or the virtual reality that we live in. This is a virtual reality game, and it feels really real. I'm just showing you how to take the joystick and play with it. It's called a joystick for a reason. Okay?
Playing with your joystick.
You got it. There you go. That's the intention. So let's talk about the castle. What typically surrounds a castle to protect it?
The moat.
Right. Now, if the moat has no water in it, it has no truth in it. Fair?
It has no creation.
Well, it has no water. Let's go literal to keep, and a little bit of allegory at the same time. Water, in the Eastern mystic sense,
I
means
thought more the castle would be surrounded by water.
Right. Well, if the moat is empty, how effective is that defense?
Exactly.
So how do we fill our moat? Well, there's only one way to put water into your moat, your spell ability, and that's to put truth in it. So the more truth we can put into our moat, the fuller it gets and the safer our castle is. Because here's the vastness of humanity for a very long time have had their castle keep, their castle wall, their moat. Their moat is completely empty. And that means any army can come up put their ladders up the side of the castle and up over the walls and attack and take over the castle, then take over the keep, which is where we all live, the keep, the castle keep. Okay? Now, as you get more and more truth or more water in that moat, what happens? Well, it's not quite so easy. Now they're limited to a couple of points of attack. And the attackers are very vulnerable. You have the drawbridge and you have the portcullis. And you have that fence where all of your enemy is now funneled into one location where you can defend a lot more effectively. You're not having to go around every one of the walls to fend off the enemy. So you've put your castle safe. I'm going to get allegorical, really allegorical in a second here, to show you the power of allegorical to anagogic and what it means to get your spell casting back. So now you've filled your moat up fully, you've got your enemy perceived, it's just an illusion, where you can control them. Then eventually you decide, well, I'm not going to bother with this because they can still get across the drawbridge. So what do? Well, you break all contracts with the outside. You raise the drawbridge. The portcullis is there, and the drawbridge is up, and great allegory of this in Jack the Giant Slayer. But once you get your drawbridge up, that fort becomes almost impregnable. Much easier to defend. Sure, they can lob stuff over, but we can lob stuff back, and I'm going to show you how. Because once you have your castle, your moat, and your castle secure, you can rest peacefully in your keep, or the key row. Key, row. There's your Christ. Once you get into the keep, you're in the Christ consciousness. Cairo, Egypt, key row, the symbol for Rome. This is not coincidence. This is all perfect, absolutely perfect in the spider web. So now that you have your solitude in your keep, the keep is yours, the castle, or the Ka, Se, El, which is spirit, Ka, Se, creation itself, El, the power of intent. Now that your Ka, Se, El is secure, because your moat is filled with truth, you now have the ability to send that moat back. You lob spells back now because you know who and what you are. But you got to secure your castle first, and you got to fill your moat with truth. And if you've got an empty moat, your walls are vulnerable north, south, east, and west. So that's what it means to get into yourself, to get your mind back. The only way my keep can be impregnated is if I allow another thought that gets lobbed over my castle walls to hit my keep, and it cannot, because I will not contract with any of that. I will not accept. It's like when you came on and we're talking about constitutional crime. I can't accept that contract. No, I can hear the offer, but I'm not interested. I'm more interested in being on her versus being off her. When you're on her, what you're saying is you're in the consciousness state and you are throwing with absolute power your spell to change your universe. Now, for many, it might be hard to fathom, might be hard to believe that you are actually God and that this is Harry Potterville. But I assure you, it is. I watch it happen every day, and there are countless of you that are watching this too, and we gather together on occasion and have a great chuckle, don't we? That's what this is all about. So I can agree that there is no crisis. Well, there could be. There could be the cry of ISIS, or the Christo. Depends on what your definition of crisis is. Is it the Phoenician or the Phoenician? De, of French, Phoenician, of the immutable laws of sound, or D as in to destroy, destruct, to do something. Have no power of your definition. Someone else owns the definition. If you, again, this is about granting your magnetic electric, your me. How much of your me are you willing to sacrifice to others? Me? None. Not a thing. Now I can have an experience, and just an experience. And that's what Capricorn is. Capricorn is the experience. And so many people are afraid to experience something. Right now, Santos is having his Christ moment in the Capricorn. And of course he is. This is the experience that he is doing to plant these seeds. I'll tell you, if there was anyone on this planet to be concerned with, Santos not one of them. Seriously. Come on, guys. Do the math on that. If there's anyone can handle themselves, I think Santo is just fine. And if I was going to hire someone to go into the belly of the beast, Santo would be on the top of the list.
Aries warrior, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Or you can have someone still stuck in the legal matrix, the direct current still trapped within the matrix, trying to fight its way out. That's the divine feminine, the direct current, right? And do you know anybody with initials DC?
Washington.
Yeah, District of Columbia, but also another point of our Christ consciousness, Dean Clifford, DC. Look at the allegory. When Dean comes walking out, guess what we've got? We've got the direct current, baby. That's the allegory that's being held on to, and I see the alternating current of Santo Bonacci nullifying all of it. So we'll play the game. We got superstars, man. Superstars everywhere.
Circumstances don't matter. All that matters is your state of being. Not even your state of mind, just your state of being. If you're centered, it doesn't matter what happens. It's just a test. It's all just a test to see if you hold that state of being, if you hold your truth.
Are you going to break? Can you handle your own test? Of course you can.
Because you create it.
Yeah, exactly. And you get to the point of, I've had enough. How many, it's like the movie Groundhog Day. A perfect example of it. If you watch that movie from the beginning, here was this guy trying to finagle and weasel his way and did all sorts of crazy stunts, still working in the left brain motif that didn't work. And then he finally understood it's all about love. It's about mutual. It's about unconditional. And when he figured that out, he got out of his Groundhog Day trap. And that's all these games are. They're just groundhog traps. And, guys, it's infinity. It's boring if we have nothing to do. Quit crying and play the game. Just play. Be creation itself. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll ask you, is there a crisis or not? Not that I know of, not that I'm going to create. The only crisis I see happening is a system devouring itself, and dog eat dog. I'll see which last dog is left standing. Then that'll be left to go off somewhere else and reboot this game for other points of consciousness coming in here to play. I mean, we have infinite realities, infinite potentials. That's a whole lot of points of consciousness, personally. It's infinite.
Oh yeah, so many connections being made right now. It's ridiculous. I mean, I just realized the power of just tagging someone on Facebook literally creates this massive wave of connection. It's literally the neurons being connected all over the world of the world, the global consciousness. Literally just all the connections, the neural net just wiring together, remembering.
Yeah, we've went from the 7 levels of separation down to 1 or 2 now. That's intense. Here, I'll use myself as an allegory because, really, what kind of an impact am I having on the consciousness doing what I'm doing? Well, I'd say a fairly profound one. I know that because that's my reality. This is my point of consciousness, and that we're all superstars in it. I just happen to be a star in your movie. Great directing, don't you think? I think you're all great directors. I mean, where the hell else would I put a comic relief role of a mouthy tranny on the air with a key to it all? That's a hell of a funny line, personally. That's some good directing. Well done. That's one that the critics weren't expecting. Yeah?
That's an Oscar-winning performance right there.
You see? And that's what you directed as the best director for the best movie. With the best screenplay and the best actress, supporting actress, co-stars, and you get all the Oscars on this one, boys and girls, if you are willing to accept them. I'm willing to hand them because you guys are all worthy of it. It's beautiful. So when we get to that point, when we get to that 0 point, you start to see creation unfold before your eyes, and it gets more and more magical, and it exponentiates upon itself. And you got to know that you are that powerful. There's no belief left here. It's all knowing. So that being said, I had another thought I wanted to bring up, but 505 just jumped in here, so let's get everybody in tonight. Let's have some fun. 505.
Yeah, this is Daniel.
Daniel, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I don't know. How are we doing? Is this a suitable scene in your movie?
Yeah. I'm kind of the director of the scene, but it's not. If it was too easy, it'd be, it wouldn't be fun, right?
It'd be boring.
Exactly. I've got some downloads, like through meditation or whatever, and things that just come. I got here through, the energy, the field drew me in, and just with my life and everything else of, how I got here. So, I finally become aware of the field. So,
You finally decided to show up at the movie you're directing. About time you showed up.
Welcome home.
It's about time. Yeah. Except I only got just one angle of it, and, like this angle of light comes in right here. I'm in a vortex. I'm over here in the Four Corners. I'm surrounded by these monuments and stuff. And if you know what I mean, Aztec. I'm right in Bloomfield.
Well, Daniel, here's a question for you. Can it affect you?
Oh, it does.
Okay, stop. I just said yes or no answers.
Yeah.
The left brain will go off into defending its position of lunacy. And I'm going to show you why. Oh, you guys are awesome. You're giving me so many beautiful contrasts to show you and watch your aha moments. Okay, so then if you think it can affect you, will it or won't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you want it to affect you?
Yes.
Do you want these things to affect you negatively?
Oh, not in a negative way, in a positive way.
See, but in a polarity.
I have to see from the other spectrum to see the direction I'm going. I look into the darkness to see the light.
Well, I'm trying to show you the contrast the easy way, because we've all went around it the really long, hard way. So here it is in a nutshell. That which you agree that will affect you will affect you.
Right.
Fair?
Fair.
So, if you don't want it to affect you, what do you have to say? Well, that doesn't affect me. Not my concern. I'm going to stay the course. Only that which we agree with can harm us, and also not harm us. It's a polarized position of thinking that you can be one or the other instead of being one and the other. Being a tranny, is that a big enough clue for everybody? I don't know what else I have to do to to show this. But, do you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, here's another one. Let me show you how much more awake you are now. Think back in a time of your life where you come across a being like me, and you would have been repelled.
Oh, of course. Because everybody told me to watch out for you.
There you go.
So
but you know what
them paint the picture, draw the picture.
But you know what I'm saying, though? So this is how I illustrate consciousness awakening. There was a time, and even being one, that it would have repelled me because of my own inner fear of me. So I get it. Actually, I probably have more repulsion than you.
Right.
Because it was a glaring mirror of my absolute terror within. Not very comfortable to look at, but I learned. And look what our consciousness is doing as a result of you and me and all the rest of us. Like I said, this is your movie. About time you showed up to start directing it. What do you want me to do next, boss? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I need to shine the light down for a while to, because there's the light coming in from.
I can see you from here.
So you could see. I'm talking about. So I could see. In other words, the darkness have a plan. Like with this new technology and everything, that they can. That they use it against us. They collect our information on Facebook, everything else.
Okay.
Well, we need to collect the ones that are the rulers. I want to take the rulership away because.
Well, then stop giving it away.
Change.
Well, there's nothing to take it away from. They don't have it.
No, but the ones that are still asleep, I want to wake up with the light.
Well, that's not your job. That's not your job.
Yeah, most of them, they don't want to wake up. So I mean, when they're ready, they will see the dots are already out there. They've been seeing them their whole life. It's just they haven't.
Let me simplify this. Let me simplify this.
It's just playing the game.
Okay, let's simplify this. And please, I keep saying the same thing over, and it does sink in to some every night. The change outside of you will only occur when the change within you occurs, where you move on the lateral timeline, where you slide sideways into a new and improved. It always gets better, and further to the right that you go, the better and better versions of the movie is, and the better versions of me and you and all of these points of consciousness already exist.
Mm-hmm.
Every version of you exists now, from complete idiot to complete God, okay? What we're doing here, when people say they, you're polarizing yourself. It's me.
I know it is. It's me. I understand that. That's why I said I want to shine lights on other parts of myself that are still.
Then your answer is shine it within you. When you change you, that's when you move, and everything that's in that timeline moves with you. You get the new and improved version of everyone. So if you fix yourself and change your timeline where everything's better, who the hell do you need to fix? Nothing outside of you. That is not your concern. That is your distraction.
Right.
Stay the course.
Right. Hey, that's what I needed to hear.
Well,
I get off sometimes. Sometimes I want to play in the game and play with the game, and I get distracted.
Well, no, I totally agree. But here's what I'm offering in terms of this perspective. I'm not offering anything other than that, just a viewpoint. So here it is. Wouldn't you rather play the game as it is with the awareness of who you are at an entire level, where you're not worried about all of this garbage, where you can actually just play?
I wasn't worried about it. I was trying to figure something to put in to the game, not another distraction, but,
Yeah, it's all good.
Just a way to play the game. Yeah. But, in a positive and loving manner, you know what I'm saying? Staying to the right.
Let's use an analogy. You ever seen Formula 500?
Formula 500?
Yeah.
What, the race?
Yeah, race cars.
Race cars, yeah.
Okay, now let's imagine you're riding a bike.
That was pretty fast.
Well, what are your odds of winning that race?
I don't know. If I'm in the vacuum, I guess
Well, let's just say you probably won't even get to the first curve before the first car is passing you on the first lap. Okay?
Exactly.
What I'm saying, I'm trying to show you what you're driving. Okay, so now you've got the bike. Let's move up to a go-kart.
Okay.
You're gonna do a whole lot better. At least you'll get probably to the halfway point of the first lap before you get passed. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, with more awareness, we're going to move you up into a formula car where you can race with them. Okay. Now you can keep up with the pack, and it's a bit more, leveled. But here's how I play the game. It's the same track. We're all playing on the same track, all driving bikes on up. I just chose a Formula 1. And I leave them all in the dust on the same track.
Hey.
But I'm still playing in the race, you see?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still in the game. I'm not taking the game away from anybody. I'm just giving people a Formula 1 car, to your standard stock car.
Yeah, I hear you. The upgrade.
You're upgrading on the same track.
Right.
Yeah, it's like how mainstream science will say, oh well, there's the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. Well, really, the speed of light, that sounds like nothing but limitation to me. When literally there's just one. If you want to put it in a particle form, then yeah, there's one particle traveling at infinite speed. So it seems like there's a you and a me and an other and a this and a that, when there's really only just the one.
If something has 6 sides, what is it called?
A hexagon.
Hexagon. Okay. So if you are dealing in the realm of light that we're in at 186,400 miles per second, which just so happens to be the number of people in the tribe of Judah that make their camp on the east side of the river in the Bible, just a coincidence, the children of the light, the Lion of Judah. Okay, well, let's 1 plus 3 is 9. What else we got there? 186. So there's 15 plus 4 is 19. There's creation.
There you
go. Okay. Anything that involves a 6 involves a hex. So, and that's why when I see the letter A reversed, I always look for the hex contained within it to mirror it. Just makes it easier. When you have the E and the A, I can see the consciousness and the hex a lot easier. But when you're dealing in the light realm, you are blinded by this light. It is only one speed. It's a fixed speed. You have fixed speeds of lights, but infrared travels a bit faster, and so does ultraviolet and X-ray and gamma. We can't see those with the naked eye, but are they there? Yeah. So this is what I do, is I go looking for the ultraviolet, the infrared, the X-rays, and the gamma rays, where everyone's still staring at the white light spectrum. Dazzled in the colors, because out of the white light spectrum come all the colors, as shown in a prism, a pyramid. If you're trapped in the prism, then you're hue man. You're the color of man. It's just a movie. It's a fract. So what I try to do, and what we all do at this table, and I see it so often, is we build upon that which we had as a foundation before. We continually add newer and better improved upgrades of our cornerstones. So that's why we don't debate anything here. Debating, we'll leave that for the idiots. It's either true or it isn't. It's up to us to figure out all the shit that's around it to find it. So I take off all the stuff that I can see to leave what I cannot see, and it's right there, and it stares you in the face. Like, how many times have you thought of shoot the bull from an anagogic to return it back to creation? Probably the first time tonight.
Yeah.
But what a joyous point. And look how quickly we got to where we needed to get to without debate. We don't need it. Because you've been right all along. I've known this. I'm just trying to show you. You were right.
We'll leave that to the master debaters.
Yes, you got it. You know, are you going to be on that hook that gets baited? I wait with bated breath. Are you kidding me? It's all in the phonics, in the law of sound.
Yeah, I'm so sick of debating and everything. Let me tell you a little bit of my yellow brick road. My father is a lawyer, a bar member. My grandfather was a bar member. My uncle is a huge. He might be like probably in the Freemasons or something, because he's extremely successful, quote unquote successful. So he's a bar member as well. My cousin was going to be a bar member. So my dad's been trying to push that whole path on me my whole life. So that's probably why I am where I am right now. That's just my.
Well, here, do you want to play some fun with your dad, for example? Well, Dad, you're successful, right? You know that cess means tax, so you're full of sucking tax, aren't you? You want your due process, your due for tax and law? No, thanks, I'm good. I don't need that. So there's a few other ones too that the email address for the Law Society of Upper Canada coincidentally is blah blah at lsuc.ca. What is it saying really? It's saying L, which is the intent of spirit, suck. So they're trying to suck the intent of your spirit out.
Yeah.
There's no coincidences here. And when you start seeing it all, you laugh at it all because it all makes sense. Creation, my creation. So what are you creating?
The seance.
Yes. And ence, seance or seance, you're dealing with mind. X, spear, I, ence, right? X, per. I can brush this down. Take a knife to a word, all the sounds, and switch them all around. Take a knife to it, slice it and dice it. Because there are no rules, and once you know there are no rules, you've broke the spelling of the programming of schools that said you have to spell a word this way, this letter sounds like this and this word. Well, I'll tell you, an A can sound like an E, can sound like an I, can sound like an O, can sound like a U, can sound like a Y, depending on what word you put it in. Better yet, every letter in the alphabet can be shown to be silent. It'll show up silent in some word somewhere in some language. Silence is golden, and Santos was talking about that last night. Crown chakra has no name, it's silent. That's what the crown is. That's the purple, the hue of the balancing of the red and the blue, the red pill and the blue pill. No, you don't take one or the other, you take both those mofos.
Yeah, get the trinity going.
Then you create the purple people, the Phoenician. Yeah. Now you're wearing the crown. This is why I know I found the crown. I'm trying to give this key to everybody, and many of you are running with this. And I love it because I get the posts, and they're like, yeah, look at this shit, man. Look at this consciousness roll. There's nothing stopping this wave. Go ahead, ask me if I'm concerned about anything or anyone. No. I just have in my heart, like August Rush at the beginning of the movie, no matter what the bully said to him, he said, no, I can hear it. I can hear the music. And I'll tell you what the music is. That music is the knowing that all will and always was and always will be well. We just have the illusion. To experience that bliss, we need to have the sense of, oh, we're going to miss it. No, we're not. God,
yeah.
Would you write a movie with a shitty ending, really? Or would you be the one riding off into the sunrise? Never mind the sunset. Riding off into the sunrise into a new creation as the superstar in your movie. Goddamn right you would. I know I would. That's what I'm doing. And here's the thing. The music is knowing that. Knowing that it's already there. Everything is already manifest. Don't get caught in the dramas any longer. You know, you want to talk literal with me, I'll probably start yawning or start deciphering what you're saying and throwing it back at you saying, no, thank you, I don't want your contract.
Exactly, yes.
Because I listen.
Yeah, I get a lot of that now from people, you know, whenever I put out a post, they're really good. I've been putting out some really, like, loaded with information.
Oh, I know your postman. You are the postman. Yeah, you don't. You're like me. You don't deal it up soft and gentle with a fluffy bow on top. You deal it out straight there with a slingshot.
yeah, definitely. Because I mean, that's just where I'm at right now. Like I was an extrovert my whole life. Like I was, you know, life of the party. You know, go, do, and I don't know since my awakening, I didn't ask for it. It's just I've been a complete from the external side of the Taurus back to the internal, to returning to the creation, going inward, being a complete introvert now. So I don't have the desire anymore. I have no desire to literally. I'm not caught up in I want to do this. I don't have the desire to do it. So I just do me. I do what makes me happy, which is just study, just absorb everything, whether it's good, bad, whatever. All of that's polarity. It just is. So I want to know all of it. So that way I can choose whatever. I can pick and choose. Everything is a library. Everything exists in the library. So like this is when last Sunday the dude was talking about well, you know, he was really church churchy type dude. He was all, well, I don't want them near me because that's sin, and they, you know,
literal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just made me sick. Like I was like, oh.
But here, let me take that energy and flip it over. Look at the beautiful contrast that he brought to the table to show you where you're at and everybody else. I have nothing but gratitude. I talked to Chris afterwards, and I thought that was beautiful, and I'm glad I couldn't get back on because that needed to be shown so that you and everyone else that's at, you know, if you have any questions of where you're at, these are the contrasts that you see that say, yeah, okay, I like this version of me now. I used to be that version. Now I get to be this one, and I like this one. And these are the choices that we make. So what you're doing, as we're all beginning to do, is looking at both sides of the coin at the same time. There's 3 sides on every coin. Did you know that?
Yeah, you got the edge of the coin.
Yeah, you got the rim. Guess where you got to be the it self? You better be standing on the rim.
You want to be that rim job.
Exactly. There you go. Call me later. Anyway, no. if you're standing, I love having fun. Gemini, get over it. So if I'm standing on the rim of the coin, I can see the tail and the head of the dragon. That's what heads and tails is all about. Head of the dragon or tail of the dragon. Right? So I just see them both. Grab the tail, grab the head, shove the tail in the mouth, fucking choke it. It's really easy. But you can't do that if you're standing on the head because the tail's going to snap you off. And if you're standing on the tail, the head's going to bite you off. So where are you going to be? You're going to be exactly in the middle where neither the tail nor the head can get you. And you have arms. You can reach out and grab them. And that's what it means to take the bull by the horns. This is where you get your own voice back. So I'm going to put Art on for a sec. Katie has to tink. Also, I'll be right back. Here he is. You all know Art. He's been on the call quite a few times, so here he is. Hello, all. How are you doing
Yo, what's
tonight?
up, Art? I'm doing good, man. I don't think I've heard you before.
You haven't heard me before. Okay, I've been on a few times. Hit and miss. How is everybody?
Awesome, man.
I haven't been following the show other than just each end of it, so I haven't heard the other parts of the conversation.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
A bunch of wonderful gods sitting around sharing truth.
That's good enough for me. Is there anyone else on? Like, I haven't heard from anyone else either.
I can't say. I don't know how to even read the board. I'm new to all of this radio stuff, but I have fun.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else?
Yeah, Janet's here. Hello, Art.
Hello. How are you this evening?
Great.
This afternoon, this moment of now.
Great time. Yeah, right now. Yep. I was just listening and really enjoying the conversation. We're talking about creating, and I was thinking about Walter Russell and saying that anything that you can see, you can't know, and anything that you don't see, you can know. And that's what we were kind of talking about.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you shared. Yeah, that's the meaning of possibility, of all possibility. You're in the center of creation, so therefore everything is possible.
Totally.
Out of the void.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like it's easy to get caught up in like, there's all the. Sometimes I get caught up because there's so many possibilities that I literally don't know where to begin. You know, because I could do anything.
Yeah.
So it's you know it can be overwhelming if you know if you don't know that that it's a perfect thing being in the center.
Yep. Totally. Yeah, we're creating. You know, and I drive around and I don't have any ID or any registration and no license, and I'm just totally invisible, and I just feel totally safe and fine all the time. So
sweet.
Really cool.
You're ghosting.
Yeah.
When one
totally.
knows when one knows who they are, it's easy to stand in truth.
Yeah.
It's impossible not to.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put Kate back on.
Sweet.
All right. Good talking to you, Art.
Hello. It's all right.
Hello.
I got it. No, it's okay. I got it. It's good. No, I just moved my computer around, you know. Anyway, yes, so this is Art, just hanging out with Art and the gang up here. Oh yeah, tease me with a with a little bit of magic there. Anyway, and what was I going to say there? Let me see. So what I want more than anything else tonight, guys, we got just a little less than half an hour. I'm going to roll off at the top of the hour. I'm not going to roll over because what I want us doing now is allowing the things that we talk about, very, very profound things, and I know they are, because I want them to sink in. I want them to SYNC-in, sink in. The more that we try to decipher and understand and everything else, the less we will absorb. And the best place to be is in the silence of the me, the magnetic electric. And in as much as the intent of this table is to bring you closer to that, I don't want to be a part of taking you away from that either. So this is, again, there's the good and evil, right? So what I am concerned with more than anything else, and I say concern in terms of creation, which is the with, say, ro, mine, with creation of spirit, breath, mind, that's my concern, is that what we share at this table, these rosebuds that I've been able to gather that planted amazing roses for me, is to allow those buds to skin and get away from the literal left. If you want to spot the literal left, it's the program. It's where you're trying to solve something. You see, it's been a very long time since I've tried to solve anything. I don't have to. It's already solved. I just have to accept that it is. And the left brain, oh my God, that drives it nuts. It has you kicking and screaming, looking for an answer. No, that's just the impatience of the game. That's where you have to become weightful to be weightless. Good things come to those who wait. Don't have a heavy heart. It's pretty magical. Did Lynn get jumping in there or what?
I don't think I heard from Lynn.
Lynn, are you there?
Hey. I'm not unmuted yet.
Yeah, I know you keep it muted because you got the grandkids and stuff. So thank you for that. How are you doing tonight? Are we having fun at the table?
Always. The table is a wonderful place to be.
Okay. Oh, here's a question for you too, Lynn. Now that I've got you, this is one of the reasons why this table means so much to me, and why I want to know who you are, what point of consciousness you are to me, because I want to be that part of consciousness. How many radio hosts out there do you know would actually say, "Oh, hi, Lynn, how's it going? Thank you for muting, because I know you have grandkids. I pay attention because I care enough to, and I want every one of you to understand that we're all family here."
You're the only radio host that does that stuff, love, and that's why I'm here still, and have gravitated away from all the other stations that don't allow us to be who we are.
There's too many stations you'll get in shit for not being who you are.
No more Alex Jones.
You are the resistant fear porn.
Yeah. I cut him out a couple of years back, and then I did find the one station that you and Santos got kicked out of. But you know what?
Rev.
If it wasn't for that one, I wouldn't have found you. So all things for a reason. It's militia, fear porn stuff. If that's not what you're pushing, they really don't want you there. So I'm just happy, pleased as punch to be sitting around this table. And when Santos comes back, I must thank him for all that he puts out there. Oh my goodness, I was watching.
Well, hang on. Hang on. I'm just calling through to Santos Skype. I believe Sonia's there, and I had a call with her earlier, and it was a really I'd never heard anything other than this beating sound or this I don't know what it was.
Hey,
Sonia, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Sonia!
Hey!
This is Cullen.
I was back not long ago. How are you, Cullen?
Awesome. It's good to finally hear you.
Yes, likewise as well. Yes, so much has been happening in the last, as you know, this last 24 hours. However, we just got back about an hour or so ago from the magistrate, and they've taken him into custody till the 29th of January. He was first up in the morning, and what happened, the sheriffs involved here are Emiliano Mandarino and Brett Nunn. Brett Nunn was one of the four sheriffs who trespassed my property, and just,
home invasion.
Absolutely, yes. And they took him. Hiromi was the only person here. I was out with some family down from the Gold Coast, and she called me up, and she was, worried. She videotaped the whole thing, which was good, and they left. So when I found out they had taken him, I called some family members, and they were well and truly gone by the time I got home. They didn't leave a card or anything, so I didn't know where he was. So I watched the footage, and one of the sheriffs said that, he was taken and going to be appearing before the magistrate. So we went straight down there, and I overheard the sheriffs were speaking with some of the policemen there, and they said, look, you're sort of on your own here because it's not in our hands at the moment. And eventually, just before the court closed, he came in, and he did the whole, I'm the witness thing, and refused bail, refused to, bail, and they held him till this morning. So this morning, what happened? The Iliano, was trying to bring attention to the to the judge that again, like yesterday, that Santos is exposing a lot of stuff on the internet and videos and stuff like that. But the matter was that he had some issues, 463 matters. And the issue was he was refusing to apply for bail, and they said, look, if yesterday they said we can hold, if you don't apply for, bail today, we will hold you, we may hold you up until, 2 months, because it's going to take 2 months to get all these issues, the paperwork sorted out.
Bullshit and intimidation.
Yeah. Yes. So he then, standing strong, and that's what happened today again. He said that, I respectfully decline your offer, and, all the pretty much I waive all privileges and benefits. And he did he did it well. We recorded it, but unfortunately, it was a little bit faint. And the judge just pretty much said that these matters are going to be put off until 2 months, and that...
No, they won't.
Yeah.
Well, then he said, till the 29th, and then when they left, when it was all finished, he said to the sheriff, that I don't ever have the power to remand him in custody without a proper bail application, longer than 8 days. I think it was, or 9 days. So it sounds like...
Actually, it's 72 hours.
Really? Okay. See, I wasn't sure because I contacted Santos, had a guy, Ahmed, who he sees he'll speak with about, some advice on things. I don't know if he's mentioned or if you know Ahmed. But yeah. Ahmed, yes, Ahmed said to me, I called him yesterday, and he said, look, at this stage, he was telling me that, Santos should sign under duress and co...
No.
I thought that. I just thought, no, because I've been listening in when I came to the show, and I know what you guys are, your approach, and I just thought, no, it doesn't sound good, so I really wanted to touch base with you before today, but I didn't end up because I was going to ask the magistrate if I could, speak with him, and I just didn't. I just let it roll naturally, and that's it.
I was going to say right now, Santos is in there throwing beans around, throwing kangaroos into everybody's left brain, and watch it destroy itself. Like I said earlier in the show tonight, Hun, that of all the people, other than myself, that I'd want in that position, Santos is the only one I know that could handle it.
Yes, and just seeing him today too, he was, he was like ready to go. He said to me, "Son, if I got to do it, goes I'm gonna go out hard, because I was a little bit. I knew that they were going to come back because you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I just muted out.
Yeah, I knew I was waiting for this day, but I was hoping to be here. And unfortunately, I wasn't. But I guess that's the way it was meant to be. So yeah.
Well,
just gotta.
Sonia, the timing is perfect because what I did at the beginning of the show is exactly what I try to do every single night and have for a very long time. You see, a lot of people get caught up in the literal dramas where I'm just dramatizing a concept, right? If you cannot see what it is I am trying to convey, then you are not feeling the intention. You're still got a cloud going on in your left brain that's making you try to decipher something from an analytical. You cannot do that with me. What I began with at the start of the show was to show people the power of why people are where they are for a very specific reason, for the very specific takedown of this crown, because it's perfect. Our takedown, of course, has to be, because that's the end of our movie. It's beautiful. It's an incredible ending. I lost all doubt of that a while back, because I know that the timeline is ours to choose. It doesn't choose us. We choose it. And like I said, of all the people on this planet, you got the ace sitting in there. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Look at what was the movie Perseus? When Perseus was jumped inside the scorpion, and then next thing you know is he pops up the top of it going, and kills it from the inside. Same allegory that was shown in the Avengers when I think it was the Hulk went inside one of those big flying monsters and ripped it apart from the inside out. And that's exactly what we're doing here. And these are the true warriors going into the belly of the beast. Yes. Jonah going in there, not worrying about getting spit out because he's going to cut that dragon's heart out. Yeah,
that's right. He will. I think it'll. This will be. It's exciting.
I have him listed as a superstar.
Yeah.
In my movie, Santos was a superstar, so it's got to have superstar potential, and there it is.
Absolutely. Yes.
So what a great note to. We got less than 15 minutes left here, but what a great note to sing. And actually, what I'm going to do, let's just in this moment have the intention and the beautiful knowing that the warrior of warriors, in the peaceful sense, is in the belly of the beast, shredding it with a chainsaw. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play a little song. I'm going to get you guys to focus on exactly where this intent song came from, and you'll understand. Here's Santos Bonacci, Zep Tepi. Zep Tepi, Santo Bonacci. Well, Sonia, listen, we got just under 10 minutes left here. There is one other song I do want to play before we roll out of here. But you're getting the last word tonight. And like I said, we got the warrior of warriors exactly where he's supposed to be to take the beast out. And all he needs to do is stand his ground, do not yield, do not contract with anything, no signatures, nothing. That's what buckles this system.
No name.
Well said. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you get the last say, and I'm going to share a tune from a friend of mine.
Okay. Well,
go ahead.
Lovely. Yeah, lovely finally speaking with you guys. And, yeah, much love from Australia. And thanks for everything, Kate, all that you've... all of you, really, all of your help and just all that you do. It's just wonderful, you know. And it's great to see things finally. Looks like, you know, things manifesting and playing out the way they're meant to, you know. So I'm going to go and do a bit of cleansing now. I've been having I had a bad night last night, and yeah, energetically in the house, I think I need to do a bit of clearing and stuff. So yeah, so it's a lot to do here. So yeah, I'll leave it on that note, and I'll keep in touch.
Perfect. I'm here, hon. You know that. And what a perfect way to end this as well, with the allegory of cleaning your keep, sorting out your castle, reinforcing your moat with water. Keep building it up. The only thing that will protect you is the truth. Surround yourself with it, and you are impervious. That's why I know Santo, his keep is just fine. His Castle is absolutely pristine. Nothing crosses his moat. It's far too deep. So, yeah, after the show tonight, everybody, go spend a little time with you. Sort out your own castle keep. And start looking for the truth, not the justifiers, not the reasons. Just sit and be, and the truth, the roses will show up. You know, they said, I never promised you a rose garden, but actually I did. Now go and plant it. And on that note, I end off with my friend Angus here, and a tune that he wrote and performed all the stuff on it. And I told him today that... let's just say this is a point of proof that people need to see that all they need to do is ask. So that being said, here is Off the Chain by Angus, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. I think it'll be a minute or so left when the song's over here to wrap everything up with a closeout. Thank you to Paul Giovanni, criticalmassradio.co.uk. We'll get to that in a sec. In the meantime, here's a tune, and then we roll out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon, 1 to 3 p.m., and tomorrow night, 7 to 9 p.m., all Eastern Standard Times. And Sonia, I'm here, and Santo already knows I am. I'm right there, and he is a superstar coming up in my movie. Stay tuned.
Okay.
No worries.
Cards are dropped on the table, the bets have all been made. The illusion is you're stable and you'll be pulling it off in spades. The mind is out to spotlight you, you gotta hide in a corner there. All that's wrong is not right when you gotta look back at them stare. Melt down the system, won't you? Let off the chain and take it all away. Baby, have your heart away. See my sound is rumbling, and a little sister got me shaking. I come down to own it, baby, but I know that it's me to blame. Never choose a way to anger. It's called it a quandary. You cut it like a dagger, and it's already causing pain. Melt down the system, just won't you? Let off the chain and take it all away. Yeah. on the table, and they looking at you to call. But you know that they're unable to understand, ain't never gonna bet at all. Meltdown system owns you. Let off the chain and take it all away. 'Cause some days it never rains. Yeah. Some days it never rains. And you don't sound, you won't help down and go to rain. Oh yeah, rain. 'Cause some days it just don't rain. Take it away. Let the sunshine play. Yeah. You know they take it away. They used to be there every day. They take it all away.
There we go. Anyway, great song by Angus, Off the Chain. Yeah, I think that's sort of what we have to get to, isn't it? That was the rumor I had. Well, listen, we're going to roll out of here any second. Well, actually, I've got two people that haven't been in the call yet, so I'm going to open their mics up, give them a word, because you know me, I always have to give everybody a word if I can see them. And they just popped in. So here's Michael, if I can get his mic open. There's that. And area code 661, standard call-in number. I'm not sure who that is. But there you go. Oops. Let me see. There we go. Let me get that open. Okay, we got Mike and area code 661. Now you guys get some of the last comments here.
Aloha, Kate. Just walked in the door. Walked through the door.
You are the door.
Thank you for the reminder.
That's the cool part.
Good to catch you before the so-called day is through. Aloha all. Beautiful.
Aloha indeed.
Aloha, Mike.
There we go. So last word, area code 661. You put your hand up. I don't know if that's Kevin. Could be. Oh, let me see. Could be any number of people. Okay, well, I guess you're not going to jump in, so there you go. Oops. Here's the other one. I know that's a California number.
I'm trying to tell Santos to bring his birth certificate.
Oh, that's all good. Don't worry. They know who he is, and he knows who he is. This is just a test of the emergency broadcast system, and one that Santo will not fail. I already know that. It's all right. He's in there to show it. One domino, boys and girls, is all it takes, and this whole house comes down. And
David taking down Goliath.
Thank you. And won't it be wonderful that domino, that pebble, is in Santo's hands. Elvita, going to bring you in here. You guys are bound and determined to keep me on again, but there you go.
I know. I'm just calling to tell you good night. Love you.
Love you guys. So lots of beautiful energy to the mighty and victorious Santo Bonacci. Don't piss off a Leo ascendant, especially an Arian with a Mars in Leo. Promise, not a good plan. Your game ends when you do that shit, baby. So let's just flow that energy and hold that one from the victorious, not the victim side of things. I've had enough of the drivel. Shall we just take this game and finish? I thought so.
Yeah.
Anyway, so much love to everybody. I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow night. Big thank you to Paul Giovanni, criticalmassradio.co.uk. Thank you guys for those that have subscribed, donated, signed up, whatever. Get the intention in there. That's what this table is. It's a table that changes the world. Do you know why I know that? Because you're here. The world won't change without you, and thank you for showing up. Oh, in time. Anyway, so much love to everybody. Catch you tomorrow afternoon on criticalmassradio.co.uk at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, 6 to 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And Sonia, I am here, and you know that this is an infallible torch. Santos got a flamethrower, chainsaw on a bouncing purple unicorn. Get out of his way. He's got the game.
That's right.
All right. So much love to everybody, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Love you all. Oh my God, if I can find the button, that'd be handy. Take care tonight.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now it's our turn.
Okay, looks like I finally made it to the board. How many times have I said I'm tired of doing this and I never want to have to talk in the air again, and that's what I get, right? Anyway, listen, guys, I am going to, just to get myself centered again, I'm just going to throw another quick little tune on. Thanks, Vincent. I just got your mental, and I'll play this one. And we'll be right back after 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So hang in there, guys. We got a killer one tonight. Okay, that's much better, much better. Okay, yeah, it's kind of funny, I'm logged in about twice ahead just to, be there. I'm listening to the minutes count down, and, song intro start, and of course my Skype goes for a squirrely. So there you go. Welcome back, and of course anyone who's been tuned into this table for any length of time, know not to panic that we'll get there, come hell or high water, promise. So anyway, lots of interesting stuff going on. I'll get into some things, but what I want to do first, though, is get your mind straight. Because one of the things that I do understand about this reality is the instant I plant a seed in your mind, I have tipped a domino, and depending on your reality, you will fly with it from your reality. And I certainly don't want to create anything negative, you see. So I want to preempt everything that I say, so that people understand the intention that I'm putting it out with, so that they can get in line with that intention, because it will resonate with you. If you want great and wonderful and beautiful things, it will resonate with you, because that is my intent. So everything that I am saying is from that position, that benevolent position of a Leo ascendant. I know that. I can't do anything but that. That's why I came here with that in my design, right? So this is about intent and making sure that you plant the right seeds. And I'm going to go through a couple of different allegories tonight to really outline that. And first thing I want people, other points of consciousness gathered here to get is this. I see the good and bad in all things. And because I can see both, choose which thought that you could ever imagine has already been imagined and thus created. And what that allows for, then, is the body is built in all its forms, all its variations, all of its director endings. You have every infinite possibility already there. You have no free will choice in that, because you don't need it. We already built it. Why would we want to fix something that's perfect? What we need to do, as far as I'm concerned, is fix ourselves to the point where we can now shift into that already existing, pre-existing, always has been existing reality, because everything is now, past, present, and future. Well, past and future are just illusions. They give you the notion that you're actually playing a game. It gives a hang time, if you will, because all thought is instantaneous in its creation, in its inception. So take time to breathe. We're all in such a hurry. Everyone is so quick to want to answer something and come straight in the analytical mind and look how clever I am. That's great, Cain, but you're still growing ragweed. You can't fix something that was never meant to be fixed. It was meant to be played. The only thing that we need to do is to change our mind, change our universe. That's how you slow down the timelines. If you stay literal, you will stay linear in a exist timeline that keeps you literal and flogging yourself to death. lifetime after lifetime. If you want to play that, go ahead. I'm done with that. That's boring. Or if you want to get into your mind that there is a perfect, beautiful ending to this weakness, and there are infinite selections and variations of that ending. So me, I am just intending to have that. Something to surprise yourself, because I know everything. So your consciousness, your God. You want to surprise yourself. It wouldn't be much of a game if you knew the outcome. Now would it? So here's the problem with being God. Come because you created it. So how can you experience it? Well, then you have to forget. Is we are observing ourselves in the mirror of ourselves. That is point of consciousness, the only one that I can prove to me as being real. Every other point of consciousness, you are merely players upon my stage. And conversely, I am just a player on your stage. It is really that simple. You get the notion within yourself that you are the only point of consciousness that you are and ever will be aware of, you'll be fine. That is all the proof a left-brain, ego-driven individual needs to say that you are all creation itself. If you have the ability to have thought, then of course you are. That's what being thought is, thought. You can go back to the ancient Egyptian and take all the literal and hang out there for, and that'll keep you busy for, I don't know, infinity. Or you're going to finally decide to step back and have a look at it for what it really is. And we are all thought. We're all Hermes Trismegistus, thrice blessed. We just have to be the ones to decide whether we want to take that responsibility to have a better game. Or stay where you are, and that's okay. That point of consciousness to stay there, I'm going to leave mine. It's not going to be in my timeline reality because I have a new and improved version of me, therefore you, in that reality that I know is already manifest. You cannot manifest anything. What you can do, you already created it, and I'll use this allegory again. If you had to be mindful of your fingernails growing, your hair growing, your toenails growing, healing cuts, keeping your heart beating, keeping breathing, keeping your digestion running, fighting off viruses and all the rest of it, how much time would you, God, have to play? Or would you be a little busy? You see, that is the immutable aspect of the game grid called our reality. That is the stage upon which we play. The stage is built. Every show, every move, every scene, every set, in order to come back through that and experience it. It's quite easy. So that being said, I see the good in all things. I see that everything that happens for a reason. And we can choose to get caught up in the blither-blather of the left brain, chitter-chatter monkey of fear porn and writing scripts and whatever, and we have to do this and this and that and the other and on and on and on and on and on, instead of simply being. It's not your concern. Stay the course. It's none of your fucking business. Stay the course. Observe from a neutral position. Don't get involved. Stay the course. Look at things from the perspective of, is that something I would do or not do? And either one doesn't matter to me because I'm grateful for the observation of that experience, knowing that I, the consciousness, experienced that. And it was not real to me. I can't even claim it's real to you. Only you can do that. All I can do is play the game. And I play this game without any limitations. I am limitless. I am not allowing myself to caught into the drivel of the left brain literal. I'm done with the ragweed. I grab roses all the time, and I'm sure a few of you have actually felt that. You've seen these roses because they were the roses you already knew you had. And you're thinking, oh, cool. I have that one. And you grow it. And what you're going to find over time is that the more roses that you keep planting in the cane fields, Cain becomes useless. You don't need him anymore. Because these roses, these roses, these spirit breaths of creation, take on a fractal life of their own. You don't have to tend that garden. It's perfect. Garden of Eden for a reason. All you need to do is walk around and smell these roses instead of trying to toil and fight with famine and desolation, and then at the end of it, all you have left to eat is hate. That to me is quite insane, personally. The reality I want, because I'm not at effect to it. Oh, that's great, or that's shitty. I'm not polarized in one side or the other, manifesting an emotion that would be an effect against me that I would choose to have if I chose to have it. But what I'm at a point now is I have that awareness, so I don't play that game. Homie, don't play that game, bitch. I play a completely different one in Phoenician law, the immutable laws, or the I'm mute able, which means I am silence of creation, able, the hemisphere, the divine feminine pure consciousness field of roses, rose, the spirit breath of creation itself, or rose, versus hanging out in the barren fields of the left brain, where the tiller of the soil, Cain, has absolutely depleted all sense of nourishment from those soils by planting ragweed field, harvesting it, and planting another field with the same seeds. And this moron thinks that he's going to get roses. No, you can't get roses from ragweed. You have to choose which field you're going to pick your seeds from. And if you pick them constantly from the left brain, or the literal analytical mind, what to expect? So this is why I'm very careful with how I put things out, so that you understand the intention and where it is coming from, that I'm going to give you rose bulbs to plant in your left field. These are not ragweed. If you think they are, that's because the program's telling you it is. And if you have any sense of that notion whatsoever, I assure you, that is program, and you need to check yourself for a reboot, because you're reacting to something that was a past experience, and you're manifesting it, ragweed, in the same fields, barren soil, and you're not going to get a rose. So I'm trying to give you roses. So just bear that in mind, and I mean that B-A-R-E, okay? Bear that in mind, and you'll see where I'm coming from. You see, when we go through this experience, this is from my perspective, when we go through this experience, what we are doing